Part 1, Selarang Camp Stories. My NS, I was posted to Selarang Camp and I'm going to tell you the story about that camp. First, these accounts are my personal experiences in the 80s which may differ from current conditions. I'll talk about the main entrance of the camp which was initially located at the stretch of the road where bus No. 9 used to ply. There used to be a sentry post there with 2 air-conditioned container trailers catered for guards to rest and also lock up the rifles. The container trailer where RIFLs were stored was haunted. Guards who performed their duties then were advised not to rest in that trailer as cases of bed shaking had occurred before. During those times, the 9 Division was still under construction so there isn't a lot of working personnel yet. But words were spreading really fast when something unusual happened. If one moves up the road from the sentry post, about 20 m away, he will see a very big old tree which apparently is the only tree located in the entire compound. Nobody knew why it was standing alone at the edge of the slope in the RD area. The buildings around the RD compound were really new so the old tree really looks out of place in the new environment so to speak. Then there was also a large nail being nailed onto it with some red paint, I think it's paint. Especially spooky when you look at it at night. I had a weird encounter there. I was detailed to an early assignment at 7 am so I reached camp at around 6:30 am. The day was dark and fading so I couldn't really see things clearly. I had to go to the HQMT line which was then temporarily located at the RD compound so I naturally walked on the right side of the pavement on my way there. As I was passing the old tree, I suddenly heard footsteps and I thought it was one of the guards walking behind me heading to the canteen or toilet so I turned around to see who it was. But as I turned, suddenly the footsteps stopped and there was nobody. So then I thought maybe my ears was playing tricks but when I started walking, the footstep sound started again as I turned my way heading to the MT line. This time it really freaked me out but still I didn't run. I then make a quick head turn and still see nothing. I walked faster but the sound of the footsteps was getting really loud and close this time. I then really panicked and ran as fast as I could. When I reached the gate of the RD area I didn't even bother to call the MT line NCO to unlock the gate for me. I climbed over the gate and quickly rushed to the room where the NCO was sleeping. I banged on the door so hard that it woke the NCO and duty driver on duty. The Indian NCO asked me what happened and I told him everything. Later I followed him around to scout for fear that there might be intruders but we didn't find anything or anybody suspicious. Later I just move on to perform my task but from then on I always prevent walking near the huge tree but sometimes when I was coming back from night details, it was really frightening because the 3-tonners can only be parked at the car park near the old tree and that area doesn't have any street lamps at all which makes it a really dark and spooky spot. Some believe that there is a spirit living in the tree.